So just settle in, relax, to the level where you will not make unnecessary excuses to stop the inquiry, because your mind might want to. And then, after you settle in, you find a nice position, we start our investigation together. So all you have to do is to follow my guidance with your attention. And all I ask from you is to be honest about your experience. So if I ask you, look to the right, what do you see? Don't tell me what you think is on the right side or what you believe. Look to the right and tell me. That is how simple this exercise is. All you need to do is to look in the right direction and be honest with what you experience. So let's begin then. Notice first of all that you are having an experience. Just that, nothing more fancy. Notice that there is an experience happening. You don't need to judge it or define it or make fun of it, anything. Just notice that experience is happening. Experiencing is happening. And notice now that in this experience there is various aspects. There is a lot of ingredients in this now, in this soup of now. Notice for yourself. There is all kinds of experiences. If you go into detail, you'll find many types of aspects of this experience of existing. Some of them are louder, so to say. They call for your attention. Such as emotions, strong emotions, they really call for attention. Strong sensations, like pain, even more so. Some of them are in the background. You don't give them as much attention, but they are there. Just like a soup which we eat have many ingredients, but it's very seldom that you notice the water in it. You never say, nice water in the soup. Some of the ingredients call for your attention more, and some not. Nevertheless, all of them are there. It's the same with this moment. There is a lot of aspects, there are a lot of ingredients to this moment. Not all of them are noticed. So let us now take a look around and see what kind of experiences we find. And of course, these experiences are different for all of you and for me. All of us are experiencing a different now. But the kind of experiences are similar. One kind of experience that most of you, I would be guessing, are having now, is sound, like hearing. Notice this. That even if this sound is slightly different for all of you, all of us are experiencing sound. That is one of the ingredients of now. And what else is there? vision. Even with your eyes closed, there is vision. Sometimes the vision appears to be profound, beautiful, sometimes boring, sometimes you don't even notice it. Nevertheless, notice the presence of that ingredient. The vision might even be from your mind, a memory, a creation. What else is here? So remember now, you are the researcher now. You're not the creator. We are researching. We are investigating existence. And we want to finally find ourself. We want to find the element of self in this soup. Who am I? What am I? But before we find that element, before we isolate it, let's just see all the ingredients in this soup before we isolate the I. So we found in this soup, we found sounds, we found visions. There is also taste and smell to some degree. If you recently had a cold, maybe it's less. It is almost not noticeable. If you have certain diseases or handicaps, might be almost impossible to notice the taste and the smell. Or if you recently had something to eat, you might both be able to taste it and smell it still. Nevertheless, these sense perceptions seem to be an ingredient of what we call life, existence. Notice this. You don't have to make them up. You don't have to believe in them. But perceptions are there. What else do we find in reality? Before we look for the self, let's just look in general. You can find sensations, all kinds of sensations. There is maybe tensions in the body, maybe the sensation of pressure against what you're sitting or lying on. There is subtle sensations, maybe like a tingling in your palms, in your hand, under your skin. There's maybe energetic sensations within your body, movements. But notice this, that sensations, just like perceptions, are ingredients in our existence. Whether or not this existence is made from atoms and matter, or if it's made from God, or if it's AI generated from a future civilization, whatever this is made of, what we know now is that our existence includes perceptions, sensations. Notice this. And what else? thoughts. Just by me asking you the question, what else? Your intellect and your thoughts answer, or at least look, research. So notice this. You experience thoughts. You experience concepts, intelligence, pattern recognition. Sometimes you just look in a certain direction and you see that your brain realizes, oh, there is 2 trees here and 2 trees over there, they look the same. Automatically you experience the intelligence of that Homo sapien, that the brain recognizes patterns. That too is your experience. That is an ingredient, intelligence, and thought forms and language. Different voices and moods and states of mind. You have probably experienced yourself in many different states of mind. Tired, energetic, depressed, feverish, drunk maybe, high, low. You see, states of minds, they are also ingredients in this life, in this existence. They are an ingredient in the soup of existence. And what else is here? Well, I call it the emotional state, or the vibration of now, the emotional vibration, which is sometimes very difficult to locate as one thing, but it's like the general vibe, which colors almost your perceptions, sensations, and thoughts. If the emotional state is fear, your thoughts reflect that. Your body posture reflects that, your sensations, your behavior. But nevertheless, notice now that an emotional state is present here. A specific vibe or mood. You don't have to judge it, we don't have to change it, just notice that in the soup of life, in this moment, there is perceptions, thoughts, sensations, emotions. Now, what is interesting with this? Let's say we add energetic experiences, such as out-of-body experience, or distant seeing, or intuition. They are experiences too, so let's add them to the soup. We sprinkle them on top. So now we have the soup. Now we have what life, what our existence is made of. We have the ingredients. And what is interesting with this is not each ingredient, but it is that there is nothing else. That you won't find something else than perceptions. Even if you have 7 senses or 9, echolocation or totally different, it's just a perception, just another ingredient in the soup. But what is interesting is that nowhere in this soup do we find you. All we find to life, even in this session, everything we can pinpoint and find, everything we can locate and measure and describe, is the things we just found. Sensations, perceptions, thoughts and emotions and energies. But we can't find you. And nevertheless, you are here. You are the enjoyer of this soup. You are tasting this. You are experiencing this moment. You are experiencing the colors and the shapes, the sounds and the feelings and the smells and the everything. The concepts, the intelligence. You are so here and you are the main ingredient. But where are you? Now try to find yourself. You talk about I all the time. I this, I that, I this, I that. I did this, I feel like this, I am like this, I am not like that. I, you talk about all day. So now, see if you can talk about I. Don't talk about your emotions, don't talk about your thoughts, don't talk about your perceptions. Those are all just experiences. What can you say about you? Well, before you even try, take a look. Bring your attention to the knower, to the experiencer, whatever you are. Bring your attention there. And I don't mean your chest. I don't mean the energetic being, energy thing in your chest. That's an experience. That's not you. I don't mean that voice in your head. That's an experience. That's not you. I don't mean the intelligence. That's an experience. That's not you. Away from all these things. Let these things be. This session, an experience. An insight, an experience. Let it go. What remains of you? Sense your presence. Leave the body alone. It is doing its thing. The body is beautiful. It will react to your experience, to your knowing, to your clarity. The body will react, but don't get hung up with that reaction. Continue looking. What are you experiencing this body and mind and world? So your mind might get frustrated with this exercise, but who cares? That's just thoughts. Continue. Sense your presence. And don't even try to understand what it is. Just be there. You might now understand why self-inquiry is not popular amongst minds, because the mind can never find you. Your thoughts can never come to a satisfactory explanation or description of what you are. It can never grasp you. You are here. You are the main ingredient of life. You are the consciousness in which lives take place. But your thoughts, your character, your avatar only knows things. And you are not the thing. It is just like a dream. Let's all just enter this temporary dream. Let's enter a dream where we are walking on a path in a forest. And we come to a meadow. And all you see is this field of grass and flowers. In front of you, you see a river, a few hills. There are some people there playing in the grass. Some are sitting down. Some are playing with a ball. Let's just visualize this place. You can sense the wind, sense the grass under your feet. Clear skies. Now, in this place, you identify with the character walking. You feel that is you, that is your body, that is you seeing that field, being in that meadow. This you, this avatar, this character you're identifying, walking there. If this character wants to find you, wants to know you, the truth of itself, the truth of this character, the creator, the consciousness of this character wants to know. Where can this character go? Should it leave the meadow and travel to the dream Himalayas to look for you? Should it start to meditate? Should it do breath work? Or maybe the character needs to heal all of its childhood traumas. How many traumas does the character have to heal to find you? Where can the dream character that you identify with each night, where can they find you in that dream? You are the truth. You are the source of that dream. And you are the one that is looking into that dream. So the only way that character can know you is to inquire into who they are. When they turn attention away from the dream, away from the meadow, away from the thoughts, they turn attention towards their own presence. They recognize you. And the same thing goes here, dear. Your character, sitting here, an inside timer, is looking for you. You're here already. You're here all the time. Your character will not find you in here, in this dream. No matter how many travels, no matter how much healing, there is only one place to find you. Now, if we take a last look now at you, we withdraw attention from this feeling, from this experience. Let it happen. If you're enjoying this or if you're not, doesn't matter, just let it be. Focus back on yourself, on the experiencer of now, the experiencing of now, the knowing of now, the awareness of now. Now this is you. This is the ingredient of you. This is the element. Unfindable, yet present. Nothing, yet the source of every experience. Now, this you, what is missing from you? Don't answer me before you look. The knower of now, the experiencer of now, your true self, your only self, the only real self. What is missing from you? What needs to be done to you? What needs to be added? What ingredient, what experience is needed for you? So I'm not asking what mineral does your body lack. That's a totally different question. I'm not asking what relationship would your heart want. That's a totally different question. I'm asking your essence, that which you are, not that which you experience, not your instrument, the body, but you. You, the unfindable, indescribable yet present you. What do you lack? What do you need from this world? What do you need from this experience? You're welcome to answer me now. If you're properly looking, not if you're making up an answer, but if you're looking, you're welcome to answer. And the second question The first one, compiled, is the question, is there anything wrong with you? Is there anything lacking with what you actually are? And the second question is that, is there, from your true position, is there anything wrong with the world, with existence, with your experience? Look, experience, meditate, sense. And you're welcome to answer me. And we will take it from there. And those of you who don't feel like starting the chat, don't. Stay. Lars states, it's nothing needed, and nothing is wrong with the world. And those two answers, even though it's just coming from one person right now, those two answers are not personal to Lars. They have nothing to do with Lars' name, body, or position, lifestyle, or any other individual aspect. What we are is not a fragment, it's not a thing, and it cannot be completed by an experience, because it is complete. And when we sense our completeness, this is heavy to digest for some, when you feel complete, that is what you project on the world. Because you're not in need of something from this world, because you are complete and you're here experiencing it, there is nothing wrong with it. It is an experience. There is nothing wrong with this movie. Unless you imagine that there is something wrong with you. If you sense and believe that it's something wrong with you, I'm 100% sure you believe there is something wrong with the world. But in the moment when you see it's nothing wrong with you, no matter if you have several handicaps and you're in pain in your body and you experience longing, it is nothing wrong with the real you. And when you see that, you see there is nothing wrong with the pain. There is nothing wrong with the handicap. There is nothing wrong with longing.